Can we really just take a moment to look at the fact that Sword of the Demon Hunter, for 3 episodes in a row, has just delivered non-stop tragedy? It's at a point where it will be more surprising when an arc ends with a happy ending. Because episode 1, sister kills lover, and now we gotta kill sister. Okay. Episode 2, girl being haunted by a spirit. Okay, that's pretty bad. Oh, that's his mom, huh? Oh, Lord have mercy. But surely episode 3 will... Did they just say that a demon who could have easily gone off the deep end wanted to live a normal, peaceful life with his human wife, only to find out that his human wife was raped and killed, and now there's some slasher running amok? I mean, either it's going to turn out that the demon is in fact the slasher, and maybe there's going to be some mental link thing go on where he doesn't realize he's doing it, or he's just doing it and playing it up. I don't know. Or they're going to really bamboozle us where it's going to be this girl, this little daughter of the noodle shop he likes to visit. But either way, this is 3 episodes in a row that they're just not allowing happiness. They're saying this man doesn't know what he'll do when he sees his sister, but one thing's for sure, he's going to kill demons in the process, and because of that, we're just going to experience non-stop tragedy, and I am completely here for it. If you want to see my full thoughts on these episodes, support my work, we do got the Patreon, full and good live reactions over there exclusively, so I am surprised by this show. Maybe even more than any of the past 2 episodes. Like, episode 2 was like, oh shit, like that's shocking, but like, yeah, I mean, episode 1 set up something special. This is like, okay, no, like, this wasn't a fluke. Like, this show's actually legitimately cooking. I think what really helps is I could see how you could have slimmed down on episode 1, or even just jump into the show with some tweaks with like an episode 2. And a lot of these types of stories would have done that, where like, here's this cold, not emotionless, but he doesn't really look like he has compassion, more like, okay, pay me the money, I'll kill the demon. But because of that long episode 1, where we really got to see who he was prior to the bullshit happening, and now how he's like, yeah, he's a changed person from episode 1, look at what his sister did. He doesn't even know if he can strike down his sister when he sees her. This is now his current life. So we have this episodic murder of the week kind of like murder mystery series. Some arcs are going to be multiple episodes as seen by this current one. Others will be episodic, and I guess in a way you could almost say episode 1 and 2 was also a 2-parter, especially with the punchline when it came to the mother and everything. But still, they're taking their time. They have this slow burn energy, so when they reveal stuff like, oh, you hear a girl scream, oh, there's just dead bodies everywhere, but they're all guys. Okay. That's why I'm kind of conflicted that maybe this girl isn't going to be all that she's cracked up to be. But like, the fact that you don't know where it's going, and I love the false flag. So there's this invisible demon, right? So he's jumping us, and he's doing pretty well. He's slashing us, he's stabbing us, and to be honest, I'm like, okay, this is cool, so let's fight. I assumed it was an invisible girl demon, hence the voice. And then he's like, boss man, I ain't want to fight. I thought you were the bad guy. And then they just kind of sit around and talk. Now, am I going to be surprised if they go the route that Mr. Demon is a bad boy? No. Is that my current prediction? Also no. I can just see how they would go that direction if they really wanted to, either because he doesn't remember doing shit because he's so messed up from the death of his wife, or he's just a damn good bullshitter. Either way. I'm honestly more under the impression it's the daughter. Now, this could also be a false flag. But her being out at night, and we know night's not good, we heard the girl voice, and here's all these dead bodies. It could be a complete, like, they've already established 2 suspects. Either one of them could be completely innocent, right? And it could be a completely separate character that's the slasher. But at the end of the day, they have me suspicious, but yeah, like, I don't know where I want to put all my eggs yet. Like, I mostly want to put my eggs in the basket that it's the daughter. But, you know, Mr. Demon, he's suspicious enough. But I appreciate that at least for now, we got to interact with a demon who's legitimately had a story that's sad. If it turns out he killed this wife and shit, like, it's going to infuriate me, but I'm not going to be surprised. But, like, the fact that we're in a world where demons, for the most part, need to be put down. And here we have someone who's like, hey, I want to live as a human, not because I like humanity, but because I don't like fighting. I was willing to live a life, just live a peaceful, boring, mundane life. I wish it was with my woman, but, I'm still going to try to do that. It's just, unfortunately, demons have other priorities. And I think it's such an interesting story. And with being so much, like, it feels like we're farther than episode 3 because of how long episode 1 was. But at the end of the day, it feels like this show is truly unlike anything else this season. It feels more in line with, I'm forgetting what the show was called, but does anyone remember that show? It was a detective series and the girl's head was in a birdcage. Stuff like that, where it's a more slow burn, like picking out the clues, trying to put the puzzle together, and then just really having like these Jimmy Neutron brain blast moments when it all comes together. And like, they're doing such a good job. And it's been consistent. We are pretty deep into the show's run, all things considered, with, the fact that it feels more like episode 5 with how much content we've witnessed. It's consistent art style. Animation's looking good when there is action. But I think it's the atmosphere. Like, the fact that we have so many of these dim, dark scenes, but they ooze so much charisma and quality. Like, the scene when they're looking at the willows, right? And she's talking about how, like, it comes from the same family as the cherry blossoms, so they're technically cherry blossoms. That scene was beautiful. It wasn't like overly intense, like, oh, here's the moonlight going through the tree leaves and making it glow massively, but they still got across how beautiful it was in these more basic but elegant touches. I think this show's amazing, personally. I think episode 1 still is one of the best first episodes of this year, and I'm very happy that it wasn't a fluke. That not only did episode 2 continue on the trend of, did they just do that? Episode 3 is like, I've seen so many different varieties of how this show can go. Overly intense action episode 1 with absolute bloodshed. Episode 2, more calm, emotional distress on parents and children. And then episode 3 being this, like, we're trying to uncover the clues of a murder. And I think what I really like, too, is how they're continuing to reference our boy's father. Like, at the end of episode 2, right? Like, he looked at him and there was no hatred there. Like, despite how bad he treated him and his sister, he could tell that his father was a changed man. And I love that episode 3 also kind of reflects on the fact that, no, I don't hate my dad. In fact, in some ways, I understand why he was like that, given, well, his sister was a demon. He's not happy about it. He doesn't excuse it, but he understands. And I think the fact that he's willing to accept change if change is shown says to me that depending on when he finds his sister, if his sister isn't being a crazy bitch, he may not want to strike her down. That said, I expect she will be a crazy biatch, and he will have to strike her down, but time will tell. Let me know your thoughts down below. What are you thinking? We're pretty deep into this one, all things considered, so you gonna keep on watching it? Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll just give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got A. Barrett, Kyle Call, Austin Fernand, and we also have Rookie, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.